Just waiting for some people to jump in. What's up, Roy? How you guys doing? Joseph, Born, Ryan, yes sir, Metal, how's it going? Useless Martyr. What's up, Two Lives? I forgot to mark something. Can I change that while it's live? Probably not. I forget it, who cares? Destiny and Wine, nice. I'm doing all right. It's pretty windy. I don't know if you can hear here in Buffalo. So hopefully I'm able to maintain this cigar in this wind. Thank you, William. I don't know if that's true, but thank you very much. Mr. Columbia, Adam, what's going on? Carla, hey. Are a lot of people live streaming tonight? I don't know why that would be, but you're trying to tell me I'm up against stiff competition. No one's going to show up to mine to watch me just talk. That's probably true. Maybe I should start doing Instagram live streams. I've done a couple of them, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do some more of those. Oh, the Game Awards. God, I can't imagine watching that. Gustavo, know your inspirations for every song that you wrote in COD. Well, that's styles about drowning bass similar to Brazilian samba. Yeah, drowning. I was just, I wanted to go for a 16th hi-hat kind of, I don't know, syncopated jazz kind of anticipatory feel. So I wasn't really looking for a genre necessarily. But, thank you, Justin. I have a cool beard. This thing's getting kind of wild. I'm gonna shave it off or trim it or something. I never mean to grow it. It's just when I don't do anything, it just grows. What's up, William? The voice actor for Kratos roasted MW3. How droll. Not the iconic beard. Yeah. And this is really uneven. I will not tolerate an uneven burn. Message retracted. Now I want to know what it was. Leave the beard, I see. Perhaps. We'll see. Which song did I write the fastest? I think it was probably Coming Home, just because I had the least time. So I don't know, if I was given the same amount of time for everything, if that would have been the case, but Gustavo, the first time I heard Drowning, I was happy to hear the bass sounding close to samba. I mean, I wasn't trying to not sound like samba, so maybe I was channeling some sort of inner samba. Samba, like the Lion King. Don't we all? Grievous not going to stay because your phone is almost dead. What? And I assume you mean at work and need to clock out. What? All right, that's fine. The inspiration for Mystery, well, as the name implies, it was to kind of explore the whole mystery side of the lore, and for the map it was for. Useless Martyr, really loved you and Maluka's work on Dead Flowers. Thank you very much. And don't forget James McCauley, I co-wrote it with him. What was the longest to make a song? I talked about this the other day too. I think, I'd have to really think about it, but I think probably 115, but only because I started it at the end of one game and then finished it after, near the end of the next one. So there's just a big gap in between. But like straight writing, pound for pound, hours clocked in kind of thing. Stormbound might have been up there, and for no good reason. Maybe Beauty of Annihilation, I think maybe took a while. I think. First impression looked like it, yeah. Yeah, Grievous, just charge your phone with 115, I agree. Leisure Protocol, thank you very much. William prefer the one? Nice. Last Bath Bomb. I like your name. How did the Suits approach you into making music? Did you offer? They asked. It was nothing like that at all. There was not a need for music. Here, let's find out who can write music and hire them. It was, I worked there on sound design, and, me and the audio director were just looking at, Knocked when we were first making it, and I thought I could throw some music in there and make it cool, and we did, and we thought it implied a song, and we just kind of did it. And then once it became a standard thing, we just kept doing it. So we kind of created the default music placement, I guess. Captain Price. Would you believe I'm actually out on an oil rig right now? Like, over here is just vast ocean. Bill, what's your personal favorite song you made or been a part of? I always say it's hard to pick, it's hard to favorite. It's not hard to choose because they're all so great. I mean, it's hard to choose because it's hard to like my own stuff. I don't know. Did I prefer Abracadabra or Abracadabra? Well, Abracadabra was a trifle. Let's say it's, one of the 8-bit ones. It was fun to do, but, more work went into Abracadabra. Echoes came first. Alone. Oh, okay, yeah. Alone. What am I saying here? Oh, yeah. Alone. The theme for Alone came from Echoes of the Damned, and that, the first minute to minute and 15 seconds when you first get into the first theme of Echoes of the Damned, that is the theme that becomes Alone. How old am I? I'm timeless. I have no age. What was the idea for Undone? So it was, if you played Black Ops 1, there was an opening to one of the missions in Vietnam, and there was a tent with a radio playing, and we wanted something Pink Floyd-ish, and I just kind of went and winged something, and that was what became, or what was Undone. Do you believe these songs would, Last Bath Bomb, did you believe these songs would be a one-time project for Knocked? How's your reaction to asking for more? I mean, I didn't, when I wrote the death song, I thought it was just cool and I'd write more death songs. But when my boss asked me to make that into a song, I'm like, I don't think I can do that. I don't think this lends itself to a song. But then it did. And then I was happy because I thought I was actually just going to give up music when I got into sound design in the first place. I just thought it wasn't a practical route to try and go. But once that happened, I was like, finally, I can do music sometimes. Carry on underrated? Oh, thank you. What's your favorite anime, either all time or this year? Something no Quasar? I don't know. I can't think of any anime names. I don't watch anime. Game Awards over. I won't tell you who won in case you didn't read that if you don't want any spoilers. I mean, I don't watch Game Awards. Or any awards, really. I hate them. I don't hate them. They just bore me. I think they're just a bunch of cringe fests. Is there anything you don't like about your own music? Oh yeah, all of it. Like when your own stuff, you know all the secrets behind it and all you hear is all the imperfections. But yet I keep doing it. I don't know, it's paradoxical. The time god. FPS, how's it going? How are you? Shadowman, how are you? Trash cab. I forget. I feel like I ask you this all the time. Hey, what's up, Carla? Shadowman. What was I going to ask you? No, trash cab. Is that... Where'd you get your name? Is it like the cash cab, but trash? Is it like that? It's funny. Cowboy Archangel, yeah. Just Corp, am I ever going to make, more full-length songs for zombies ever again? That's possible. Assuming there will be more zombies in the future, one would assume that I would try to do that. Corrupts did be the Wall Knocked record. Record was 8,276. His match reset when the round was transitioning from 88-17 to 88-18. In your opinion, this is a preemptive question. Okay, in your opinion, what round would you consider to be the record? Well, in my expert opinion, I have no idea. Kane, you're one of my top 3 inspirations for pursuing music. Thank you. Funny, you almost dropped it once. Yeah. I mean, I wanted to do music forever, but then, when the student loan payments came due, I'm like, there's no way I can't survive. I gotta go. I love games. Maybe I'll get to do a little bit one day. And then when the opportunity came up, I'm like, I should probably try to do something. Saturn, truly our biggest critic. Yeah, you have to be. I love listening to Echoes and Damned and Multiplayer Kohler right on. A friend made that name on my profile and I took it. Fun fact, Maluka likes my name too. She laughed at it on her stream. What? I laughed at it first. It isn't a zombies map without a song. Hey, Mr. Pentech, how are you? Welcome. We haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well. Your profile pic has you looking very David Lynch character. I like it. You ever had a moment when someone shared their input for a song and you said, yeah, that can work, or yeah, I loved that addition that you loved? No. Yes. Actually, Scott, I was thinking about this the other day on fudge. What song? It was Carry On or We All Fall Down? Oh, it was is the ending of We All Fall Down when Clark, while it's repeating and then he hits this high note that ascends. That was the mixer. Scott Eckert just out of the blue said to do that there, and I'm like, yeah, let's try that, and it was great. But most of the other suggestions are usually just absolute balls garbage, and I don't use them. And suggestions and all that stuff of what how I should approach writing the song as if it's easy or something. I just don't listen to it and do whatever the hell I want. I don't know if that makes me difficult. I don't know what that does. why didn't I have songs and whatever? It was just impossible to schedule at the time, unfortunately. It was kind of, I don't want to say devastating, but it was tough because I'd done it the same pattern for so long, but I was just tapped out. I was getting borderline so tired that I didn't want to half-ass it. I want to full-ass my songs, or at least 75% ass my songs. Why is the music player in Cold War almost all instrumentals? And will Gulf War expand on this? What is that? Cold War, just because... what am I saying here? I don't remember why we did that. It gets a bit tricky when we add vocals back into something. And plus we wanted to feature the instrumentals because they weren't in the originals. Advice, someone who wants to learn to play guitar, yeah, just metronome, take it slow, practice 15 minutes, a couple days a week, 3 days a week until you want to practice more. Hey, Imperatoria Custodum. Imperatoria, I said that right. Bill, you like Carry On? Right on. How's Elena? She's good. If you saw, she's now running the game studio called Cold Iron. Running it. Like big boss. Most of my memories of playing Origins is jamming out to Archangel. Right on. Ferocity. Thank you very much, man. Or woman. I guess ferocity could be either. You crazy bastard. Or bitch. Have I been playing something? I have not been playing anything. Unfortunately, I need to start doing that. Do I think Elena would come back if I asked her? Well, I mean, there's no coming back. It's just the decision at the time of writing. But yeah, there's no animosity or problems or, Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I wanted her to sing something, she'd probably want to. At least I think so. How did you convince Elena to do the screaming in the songs? If I can remember, I was just like, hey, let's just try doing some screaming stuff here. Listen to this. And at the time, you remember that lady who made the How to Scream called The Zen of Screaming? I bought her those DVDs. I'm like, check that out, see if it helps, and let's just try some stuff and see where it goes. A Cowboy, no, Elena never tore her vocal cords singing Coming Home. That's why I just, changing singers just to try some stuff after that. I wonder what will come out of Cold Iron. I wonder too. I'm interested to see. Kane, what digital prod tool do you use? Is it like Sony Premiere, FL, or House Tools? When you're talking about for music, so for songwriting, I use Logic Pro. For sound design, it used to be all Pro Tools. Now it's largely Reaper and Pro Tools and some Adobe Audition for mastering, and a ton of in-house tools for sound design, implementation. Proprietary stuff. As a first, never thought Kev would swear. I try to use it, like seasoning, very, very infrequently. I don't like cursing just to curse. I have to have something sacred for, like an exclamation point for effect. So hopefully my joke was funny enough. I actually kind of stole that from Family Guy, I think. You like the stories behind each song? Right on. Saturn the planet, as opposed to the god, I assume. Having just recently come back to playing Zombies with my buddy, honestly, your music still kicks ass as much as it did back in WoW. Thank you very much. Pumps us up for those high round runs. Right on. The swear jar. That's right. Justin, didn't we have a swear jar bot or something? I should actually do like an official, we should have a swear jar bot script if nobody's made one. Maybe even make it ours and license it out or something. And then we will get donations. When the swear jar fills it up, we'll donate it to a charity of my choosing. course, I say these things like they're easy. See, this is how ideas come to be, but then it takes a bunch of work, and that's usually where it fails. I'll remake it. But it was ours. You did make it. That's right. So Joseph, okay, so your team Abra saying Abra is better than 115. Interesting. There was one. Carla, you're right. I remember. I'd totally forgotten about that. It was mostly because of, I know I say I try not to swear, but that kind of goes out the window when I'm playing Last of Us, or any game really, because I'm usually terrible and I get really frustrated. Ferocity, trying to find a game job in game development, but can't find out how to start. I've been trying for 3 years now, thinking about making my own game. Well, I mean, making a game depends on the size and scope. It's tough. I mean, I started by getting into QA because I knew to go anywhere, I just had to be in the building and show everybody that I wanted to work as hard as possible and just stay there, because you have to be there to someday hope to gain the trust to use the resources to help make the thing and, you know, build a career. I remember you said you like Megadeth. This is from Nerf. Top 3 songs. Take No Prisoners, Holy Wars. I mean, I could just say 3 songs from Rust in Peace. I'm going to go controversial. I'm going to say Countdown. Only because I think the solo in Countdown to Extinction is awesome. That might be one of my favorite all-time top solos. Just the note choice, I don't know. And I know it's a pop hit, but I don't care. Yeah, Justin, I agree. Video games really do that to you. They get to you. Yeah, they can. Yeah, like getting backstabbed in Dark Souls. I think, and you know, it was kind of a running joke in the studio. You know, we would play multiplayer all the time, like every Friday when we're testing and everything, and I would have to get new controllers very often because I'd break them. Kevin, you won the Game Awards. Okay. Olivia, how are you? Good to see you. Yaku, love hearing your songs on Tidal. Right on. I used to look for your songs everywhere, but they were never on the other music platforms. Yeah. Listening to Carry On at the end of my day. Awesome. I did hear someone told me, I think Deezer, there's like 70 platforms that they get distributed to, and I think the Mob soundtrack isn't on some of them, so I have to individually, I don't know. But I'm glad you like it. I gotta fix so many little annoying mistakes. Kevin is best gamer, yeah. It's true, except for the stats part. Worst game I ever played. Well, it's hard to say, because you know there's all those crappy games that break and are, you know, just don't work in the past. I like to pick something popular, but I can't think of anything right now. And I don't want to pick something that they're, you know, if I ever go somewhere else in the future that I would apply for, because I don't want them to bring it back. Actually, what's the worst game you ever played? Opening myself up for problems there, I'm sure. Any life advice? I mean, probably. Depends on the subject. Or did you want general life advice? Like really high level general life advice? I checked out iTunes Quarterly until the anthology. Right on. Yeah, they're streaming pretty well, it looks like. I mean, Spotify, you know, is the biggest numbers because I think Spotify is probably the biggest platform. But iTunes is doing great, YouTube Music, and I'm trying to make artist pages on all these different platforms. There's so many of them. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm pleading the fifth. General life advice. Well, I would say that the term career might imply that it's your life, but it shouldn't be. You want to have, you need to understand that you should use any job, any direct pay where you are paid for the amount of work that you do only as a tool to invest, because the goal should be for you to pay yourself with dividends, and the end game being that you completely live off of your dividends forever and grow that and pass it down through generations and teach the kids to do it so that you have generational wealth, because you should really want to have the time freedom to do whatever you feel like. And too many people, I think, over the last century have grown to the point where they want to put everything that they are into a job, and it shouldn't be that way. That's general life advice. Everything else around that, if you can solve that one thing or have a goal that you're always pursuing, should come naturally. Cheesecake Lord, I'm probably around 99% of the listens, right on. Worst game you ever played from an indie was Ride to Hell. I don't think I ever played that. And you didn't like Batman Arkham Knight. For the PC, the port, okay. Yeah, so ports can sometimes, yeah, I understand. Fingerlingus, since we did Megadeth top Metallica songs. And a sub-question, opinion on load and reload. So the advice is double it and give it to the next, yes. I think Clark was a good vocal choice for Carrion, and we all fall down, thank you. So top Metallica songs. I'm going to keep the number 3 like last time. Top Metallica songs. A buddy I play with on T-Law a lot, Chris Crowell, goes by Lex Moriendi. We make a joke that we think Metallica is the best cover band ever because a lot of the covers they do are just so good. One of my favorite songs is their medley of Merciful Fate. So that's going to be, no particular order, I'm going to put that as one. Trapped Under Ice, I really like. And Through the Never. Is that what it's called? From Black Album, right? And I pick in Black Album things. I know hardcore people are going to say, yeah. But in Load and Reload, I don't know, there's some catchy stuff on there, but it's just not my style. It's like a different band to me that I wouldn't really get into that much. But it's okay. I don't fault them for it. I'm just pre-Load Metallica fan. Mods are all hanging out, talking. Turn the page. Yeah. That's good too. Tentenor. Thank you for the props on Always Running and Drowning. GTA Definitive Edition was the most hilariously broken mess. I don't know, ironically had fun with all the bugs. They don't fulfill the original trilogy in any way. Funny. Do you think Maluka could do a cover of Carrion? I think Maluka could do a cover of just about anything. Kane 1, A Justice for All, and their cover for So What? But Last Chris Green, hell, that's the problem. Like, Megadeth and Metallica, they're like a dead tie with so many. It just depends on my mood. If you asked me that every time, I'd probably come up with a different song. Or different songs, as it were. Most difficult song you made and why? I think it's Dead Flowers. Because we didn't even know where we were going yet. We just took that seed fragment I had and we were passing it back and forth. And then it was turning into, orchestra plus metal. And then the phrasing was starting to get weird. And I was worried that we were starting to write ourselves in the corner. And how do I get out of this? And I changed parts several times. I even have an alternate ending that's still recorded that I changed for something else. It was just a lot of, it was a very complicated song, so it's hard to write that and have it feel good, but what we ended up with was cool, I think. Do listen to Fleetwood Mac? I mean, I like it when I hear it, yes. Cringe, also hello. Hello to you. Master Puppets, but every time they say master, it gets faster. I've seen that. Okay. Last Caress Green Hell is also, yeah. You're absolutely, your agreement with me is correct. You accidentally, oh, you played that version on Clone Hero? That's pretty funny. Your top Metallicas are Unforgiven, Fade to Black, and The Unnamed Feeling. Nothing wrong with that. Those are great tunes. Four Horsemen, personal favorite. Classical, hello, how are you? What is this? What are all these controls I have here? What can I do? Oh, these are viewing options. What does this do? I can put color on my icon while I'm in chat. Go away. I'm not touching those buttons. I'm gonna do something I don't want to do. My favorite Zombies map, I always say, is Knocked, because of the nostalgia of being there when it was being made, when we were making it. I'm a simple man. Pentec, I haven't listened to much metal in a while. I did turn on SXM Liquid Metal and heard a pretty good metal band from India. Nice. Lame, but fair. Lame, but fair. That sums me up pretty well. We must ascend from the darkness. I forget, where do we write that? Was that on Verrucht, I think? Am I right? Good stories from when you're cooking up the songs. I don't know. I mean, it probably just looks like an insane person, pacing around, not being able to sleep, talking to myself, recording myself, singing little excerpts so I remember them later. I'll have to think of some, if I can think of some good ones. I probably mentioned this the other day too, but the intro to the one, after it kicks in and the melody's playing, that was originally the rhythm and chord progression that the original chorus was, but then I changed it to what it is now and has been, but I kept the intro as it was just for the heck of it. How much trouble does mixing and mastering give you? Mixing and mastering is one of those things you never feel right about. It's harder than writing songs, in my opinion. But everybody's different. But Scott Eckert has mixed most of them after Beauty, except for a handful. But it's hard, and it takes a while, and it's just a million little subtle changes add up to one thing, and it's really hard. I think it takes practice, talent, hard work, and some God-given gift kind of thing, or a summation of those. Oh yeah, it is Knocked. Yeah, it's written in the wall in red, right? Favorite wonder weapon? I always say the ray gun. Least favorite instrument? Saxophone. Favorite Zombies character? The Doctor. Is gent a genre? Yeah, I say so. It's a pejorative name, but I mean, if you say it, people know exactly the sound they're expecting to hear. how long does it usually take for you to make one of the songs? So in the past, the deadlines have been, basically average 8 weeks, about 2 months, from no idea, nothing, to final master. And some were shorter, some were longer, but it was about that. Now, left to my own devices, it would probably end up being longer. That you never heard Snakeskin Boots? No. So, saxophone is good in context. But I think so many times when it's just outside of a genre, I used to hate it in the 80s when it would be on like a pop song or even some rock songs. It just sounds so, to me it was so stigmatizing, just the sound of it. I just don't like it. In most contexts. In some contexts it's great, especially if the player's great. Why didn't we get music in Mauer? Yeah, it's because just schedule was just too crushing at the time for me to be able to do a good job, so I just basically kind of took a sabbatical from music to recharge. Deadlines getting me to procrastinate until the last minute. No deadlines will have you procrastinating for your entire life. So it's either the last minute or never is usually the option. How's the new zombie song coming? What are you talking about? What makes you think I'm writing a zombie song? That would imply there's some zombies to write a song to. And then even if there was, who says I'm writing a song for it? Thank you for your patronage, Eduardo. Do I know if Treyarch cut any content of mine out of the game? No. No. I'm part of Treyarch, so I'm there implementing stuff along with the whole rest of the team. Have been for 20 years, so I would know if something got cut. Mr. Gad. Do any traveling recently? No, I haven't. I haven't been doing much traveling at all. Best way for guitarists to get into music theory? Well, now I would say YouTube. Just start with how to form chords. I would use a piano to learn it too, because it's much easier, and then reapply it to guitar. Cornrow, what's going on? You wrote a song once. Nice. Project, what in your opinion has been the hardest song to play that you've made? Hardest song to play? There's the obvious answer of A Light from the Shore because of the soloing, but I Am the Well's pretty hard, and Stormbound has some tricky parts, for me anyway. I extended Hell's Gate. Weren't your Bow 1 Killstreak songs scrapped? Okay, well, I guess they weren't. Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess they were, because there wasn't the functionality of some of the higher ones. So I just made them in case there were, but there never was, so. You guys going to Wisconsin now? Nice. Not newbie. Are there official meetings? There are meetings. Have I ever played a modded version? I have not. I don't think. Maybe someone like Carla probably pulled me into a modded game once. Who knows? Spicy Kieran's a banger. Right on. Harbinger, you are partial to I Am the Well. That's cool. Captain Gorguts. How is your relationship with Blundell? We were cool. He's a highly creative guy. I think I have that, and I don't mean this like, some self-serving compliment, but I feel like I'm that way too. And when I say that, I mean like very right-brained, very abstract, where it has its strengths and weaknesses, where you can go up on absurd tangents, and it's hard to kind of rein yourself in sometimes. Thanks, Cheesecake. Finger, you like Stormbound? That's cool. Vermilion, your work is so nostalgic to me and many others. It's helped me through tough times and still helps to this day. I want to say thank you, and you rock. I wonder what Elena's up to. Thank you very much. She's running a game company called Cold Iron. She's doing well. What's my opinion of new metal? I think I like it. It depends on what we're talking about. I'm a big fan of Korn, but I never liked. I don't know. It depends on the band, I guess. If you want to name some bands, I can tell you if I like them or not. So where were you when the ray gun Easter egg was discovered? Where was I? I was playing the game. Just curious, but did you get to work with Sean Murray or Jack Waldall? Yeah, I did. On a little bits. I mean, composers usually go off, composer's going to compose, and then there's, we collab on some small things here and there. Limp Bizkit. Yeah, I mean, I like some of their tunes. I did. I never bought any of their albums. I don't know. Your main concern was Korn. You're not a fan of Korn, I take it. I think Korn was one of those game changers. They started using basically the Picardy third in metal, and people still use it after that. And just the way that they did stuff too. Eduardo, thank you for the $1.99, man. Do we have any gossips from your sector at Treyarch? I don't know what you mean by gossips, but if I can't comment on anything that may or may not be currently known, but I appreciate the $1.99 bump, man. Appreciate it. And your first super on a live. Very cool. Ever listen to Periphery? Yeah, I used to all the time. When they first came out, I would chat with Misha on Facebook, I think. Went and see one of their shows. They're cool, and they're great musicians. Oh, by the way, Elaine appears to have appeared as the singer of the song for the Games Award trailer for No Rest for the Wicked. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Thanks, Resnova, sort of. Tierra, thanks for introducing me to more gent-style metal. Right on. Delmari, what songs inspired you to make music? Way too many to list. So many. I should probably make some post somewhere that I can point people to, like a list of my inspirations, I guess. Did I ever like Deftones or any other? I never got really into Deftones. See, Korn, I think, was so commercially successful because they provided what I think Gent now provides, which is there's some, casual listener satisfaction of a well-written, harmonically sound song with breakdowns and cool ear candy and stuff, whereas Deftones was, I think, a little more niche into the genre, and I just never got into them. No, I never saw those videos about Blundell's blinking. I love the intro to Coming Home because it felt like some crazy Meshuggah. Yeah, it feels like Bleed. Carrion is good, but Pareidolia is probably my favorite. Right on. It's very experimental and really hit or miss for me, like Evolution is a favorite. Blind is okay. Freak on a Leash is weird but wild. I started listening to Korn even more recently. Like that song "Cold" from a few albums ago. That album was mixed by Josh Wilbur, who mixed. I mean, he's done Lamb of God and a whole, Korn, and obviously a bunch of huge bands. Andy Wallace's protege, awesome mixer. He mixed Stormbound, but he mixed that album, and that song is one of like the best mixed metal songs I've ever heard in my life. And I thought the album was cool too. Am I a Slipknot fan? Yeah, I love Slipknot. I mean, I was for a long time, but again, I haven't listened to much of anything after like 2002 or something. Listen to much Lorna Shore. I haven't. I've heard the name a bunch, but I haven't listened to anything. And when I say new, I mean like after 2000. Why was Lena gone from Coming Home to Archangel? Just trying different stuff. And schedules too. I think she had moved somewhere and was busy, and there were some like logistical issues. Was Maluk at the Game Awards? Oh, that's cool. Why didn't I know that? What happened after you made Lost? What do you mean? Nothing. What's my favorite cigar? I like a lot of the ones from Oliva Serie V. This is an Oliva Serie O that I'm having, but the Serie V is my favorites as of right now. Ascension is probably my favorite song besides 1 and 5. Right on. What do I think about System of a Down? They sound great. I never bought their stuff, but every time I heard it, I thought it was good. Braden, 2-spot, thank you very much. With a sticker, awesome. Thank you, man. Falling Away From Me is my favorite Korn song. I like Deftones, yeah. Yeah, I don't dislike Deftones. There's sometimes there'll be bands where I listen to them a long time after, and I wonder, why didn't I ever get into this? And there's no reasonable explanation. I actually didn't get into Korn until The Untouchables, and I bought that when I was at Berkeley, and just because the producer of them was coming in to talk about how he did the album, so I started listening to it, and I love the way they write chords and melody. I don't know if I've heard any song you made after Lost. Oh yeah, why haven't I written anything? Yeah, have I made anything after Lost? I don't think I have. Was Light from the Shore before Lost? Yeah, it's just because of the way the schedule's gone. Melanio Series V with Bullet Bourbon. Oh yeah, Series Melanio. So that's basically the Series V, except aged a little bit, so it's more expensive. So I take Series V and I age them myself. But they are very good. The Melanio is great. The cigars we're talking about. Captain Gorgas, why do you do these streams? Good question. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people have a lot of questions, and I like to answer them, and it's just fun. I like to come outside and relax and smoke a cigar, and I thought, why not talk about music with anyone on my channel. I have 233,000 subscribers, and YouTube likes to tell 43 of them, so I think it's pretty nice to do this. Sound like I'm complaining, huh? Rocky Patel vintage. See, I'm still fairly new to branching out to brands of cigars, so I've been trying a lot, but Series V is just so good to me. I just can't stop doing it. You played any Nintendo games growing up? Oh yes. Any faves? Many. Loved the Dragon Warrior series, the Final Fantasies, A Boy and His Dog, Legend of Gaia, Secret of Evermore, Crystalis. I still have a bunch of them in a plastic bin, a bunch of, retro games that I kept from my childhood. I loved playing Nintendo. Are you planning to do any related to music or other topics, or are you going to stay on only the lives? I will. I'm not doing the music-focused stuff because I'm doing these. I'm just doing these because I'm out here anyway, so I just kind of throw on a live stream. But yeah, I need to actually sit down and plan and put some work into doing some legit music related videos and streams. I think it's going out. I must remedy this. Let it burn out for a second. Have I met the Avenged Sevenfold members? Matt and the guitar player came in right before they did Not Ready to Die. So, they love the zombie mode and COD, and Matt's really good at COD too. And they just wanted to talk about the song they were going to do and ask us some questions. And we were basically like, you have free reign, you know the story, you know how it goes, and they wrote the song and the other one. If I haven't tried it, you should try Tabernacle by Foundation Darker Cigar. Okay. I like the darker cigars. They're good. What if you made a final boss theme? That'd be cool. And ampersand Zunje, semicolon. Hey Kevin, big fan. I was wondering if there are any particular producers in the music industry who you hold in particular high regard. Music producers? Well, Josh Wilbur. I mean, he produces stuff too. The guy who did Fear Factory back in the day, Riz Fulber. And these are just people who worked on bands that I liked. I don't know many. The funny thing is, I'm not very much in the music industry at all. So I don't know many people from the music industry. I'm in a weird spot where, I do music in a genre that's similar, but I do it from the game side. Gad, if you had a choice to switch position or career, would you stay in music or switch to something else, maybe game lead or something? Well, I mean, my position right now is game lead sound designer. So 99% of what I do is sound design and management and, day-to-day stuff on games. And I write songs when I can, which is, a very small percentage of the time. So if I were to switch, I'd love to be able to do music only someday, maybe. Even if, we're still in games, but to just be entirely music focused. Still, one stream view is like the equivalent of 50 video views. Yeah. Favorite cigar as of recent? I was saying the Olivia Serie V, the 135th anniversary, the Perfecto shape. I think that's probably my favorite. But I have a humidor full of really nice cigars, so I haven't even gone through them yet. I don't want to smoke them right now. I'm trying to keep them for a while. Matt, Corey, Taylor, Serge, yeah, I'm sure they'd be cool to meet. Hey, Blunt Man, thanks. You have a good night, too. Didn't get a lot of time to make Cold War. I mean, I think we had to, the pandemic was right in the middle of it, so that was kind of a wrench, but, there's always obstacles. Was the switch from metal to more varied genres for the Hidden Song Zombies a deliberate choice, or did it evolve organically? It depends on what we're comparing. So, like if you mean something like Lost, that was more of a request. That was like an arrangement done by James and I of a song that somebody else wrote, and we had no control over recording the vocals. And they basically wanted to take a song and make it sound like it kind of was in the same vein as Where Are We Going, but it was like a song. But things like Always Running, that was like a direct choice. I wanted to make, like if all my songs were on one album, it might make sense to hear the ebb and flow of the different styles, if that makes sense. Was Not Ready to Die the only time A7 wanted to have their song on a map, and the others were when they got the rights to use the songs. Well, I mean, they had the other one too. I forget the name of it right now. But I don't know. I mean, that those conversations take place above me, so I don't know. Yeah, Carry On and Mad Hatter, right? Yeah. Have I ever listened to any of the fan-made zombie songs? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure probably all of them. And people send them, have been sending them to me all the time. They're cool. I love that people are inspired enough to make those. A Nightmare. Well, was Nightmare? I thought that was written before. It was in the game, but correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember anything. Give me a second here. I had to clip off the end of the cigar and relight here. It's a pro move, just so you know. If you don't mind me asking, how does pay and employment work for people that do what you do? Are you paid for work after it's done? Well, so what I do is weird. I mean, it's like I said, my job is lead sound designer. There's, in the thing I sign of what my job entails doesn't include music at all. It's just kind of something extra I do and create, and then sometimes it goes in. So it's just like any other job, salary with benefits and stuff. Eduardo, have a good night. Base Shrine, am I into cheese? I am. Kevin stuck in 2009. Yeah, I pretty much am. That's a good punchline, Vince. I think I have heard I'm on Doris, yes. Kevin's job is babysitting us. It didn't light very well, did it? It's hard to do this in the wind. Was putting last gen Richtofen joke on your end for Shockwave, or did someone suggest it? We put it in there just because I had that old picture of me that someone clipped, and I think the Discord for that was from like World at War in my office, like when I'd first start working there. Probably been up for like 24 hours and it just looked funny. And since after Noah did that stream where the last gen Richtofen jump scare, I may have been Pentech who did that. I can't remember who made that thumbnail. Did I credit the thumbnail creator in my video? I can't go there right now. Someone tell me. I demand it. Base Shrine? I don't think that's true. I don't think the schedules would have worked out for that, but I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Gorguts. Never heard of it. Look at this. Half lit. Right after I said pro move. Vince, that's always a possibility. Oh, Pentech, you didn't make it? Maybe it was just someone in the... Did Lucas make it? No, I have no idea who made it. Do I play Super Smash Brothers? I think I played that a long time ago, but not enough to remember. Dilmari, I mean, if you're making something based on one of my songs, it's probably fine. It's all context. I wouldn't worry about it until, unless it makes some huge commercial success without any sort of licensing, and then someone might ask you some questions, but yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Oh yeah, that's right. Pentech made the 115 propaganda flag thumbnail. I must confuse everybody that goes there, knowing nothing about it and seeing that. Who says I'm pretending? I see my internet switching back and forth, 5G back to Wi-Fi again. I must be just barely out of range. I gotta put another access point, I think. That's the thing about networking. This addictive quality to it. Like you keep want to learn more and more, but then you hate doing it, and then troubleshooting it is such a pain. Do I have tabs for Mystery and Shockwave? I couldn't find them anywhere. Yeah. So I've mentioned this a bunch of times on here. I have a tab book. I have all the digital tabs right now. I'm trying to go over them to make sure there aren't, I'm trying to minimize mistakes, and then I might have to do a little cleanup on there, but I'm going to make it into all the songs will be tabbed very soon. Jackson, as a lead designer, what do you do an average week? Do you build sounds from scratch or Foley work, role supervisor? It's all the above. We create assets, we go out and record. Of course there's management and all that stuff too, the administrative part. Yeah, so everything. Ever since I got into IT, I've been hating technology a little more every day. Yeah. What tanks have you gotten to shoot for sound design? M1A1, Sherman. I don't remember the ones that we recorded. I'd have to remember. I'll think about it for a bit. Been a bunch over the years. All right, Joseph, thanks for coming out. Yeah, technology is a gift and a curse. It just requires you to constantly maintain it. And the irony is that's what computers are supposed to solve. Although it does create output that's higher, it's just we get more obsessed with wanting more, so we commit more to it. Well, thank you, Chinese duck sauce. Your name makes me hungry. I was already hungry when I came out here. I like to smoke cigars when I'm hungry because they taste better. Order some Chinese. I try to avoid vegetable oil, and all Chinese food is basically vegetable oil sponge. Unless I make it myself. Favorite sound I got to make? I don't know. I made the A10 Warthog and a bunch of the multiplayers. I like doing those. The Death Machine, a bunch of the minigun stuff, Stealth Chopper. All right, Saturn. Have a good night. I did a lot of work over the years getting the third-person weapon fire layering over distance to work. A lot of the tech for how the weapons fired in general. I worked on with coders and engineers over game after game of speeding up the process to get them built, made, play, and all sorts of things. Narcoleptic, hello. Hey Vince, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. Tenor. So the drum program, it depends. Basically, after 115 and after has all been Superior Drummer. Before that, I think Beauty of Annihilation I used BFD2, and then the one in Lullaby I had a sample CD that I was like in my, I don't even know how I had it from somebody, and I ripped the drum sounds off of it and hand placed them in the jankiest way possible. And then Archangel was done by Darren Seska. I wrote my drum part with, tune track, and then let him kind of, to give him an idea and let him write his own. Yeah, Battlefield does great sounds. Do you make ambient background stuff for the games? Yeah, sometimes. Depends. I haven't done a lot of that recently, though. I did that when I first started out. That's all I did. Like Call of Duty 3 and WoW and Black Ops 1, probably 2. I did a lot of ambient stuff. Hey, yes or me. It was nice having you here. Thank you very much. I haven't heard of that, Delmari. That's funny. Do you think AI will have any influence on your music? I don't know. If we talk about this a lot, like what could AI do? And I assert the point that it has to have done for AI to really utilize it. I think in its current incantation, unless it gets really good and starts recognizing what people like and then is able to invent genres before people realize that they like them, then that's a whole other story. But if it can speed up certain things, then I'd probably use it in some capacity. Yeah, Archangel's a real drummer. Tenor, go to my Archangel video on YouTube, and there's a link to Darren Seska's live playthrough of it. I just learned how to program gravity blast beats. Yeah, they're pretty good. Ambient tone World at War is what keeps me coming back. Yeah, I did a lot of ambient stuff in there. It was fun. I miss doing that stuff. Am I still in touch with Elena? I am. Cubistic. I talk to her all the time. Mr. Gadd, do you know if anything community has created either in music, mod tools, or Reddit ever been influential? I mean, probably. I'm pretty sure everybody, we always look at what the community thinks and does, and, we have our ear to the ground all the time. Do I ever listen to anything like Burzum? No. I mean, I like black metal, but then, we have to discuss who fits in there. I love Dimmu Borgir. I like Emperor, Bathory. Burzum's kind of tough to get into. What about you? Who do you like in black metal? Darkthrone, Marduk, Immortal. I know all those names. Yeah, I'm not well versed. Maybe I should start listening to stuff like that. Behemoth, yeah. One of the Treyarch guys got me into them. Are you watching it, Tentenor? Narcoleptic claims best Easter egg song in COD Zombies is I Am the Well. Agree or disagree? Jackson, did you ever start writing ideas for hidden songs for the other COD or for the other Cold War maps before schedule kept that? I think I probably started thinking about it, but I never, got pen on paper per se. Edgar, what's going on? I'd like to see what Treyarch would do for another World War II game. That'd be interesting, huh? I'm starting to like horror deathcore, to be honest. Discovered a new band with ridiculous balls to the wall sound. What are they called? Yeah, his drumming, Tentenor. I went to Berkeley with him, so I've we didn't know each other that well back then, but I've known him, I guess, casually for a long time. Remember to keep that beard looking mighty fine. I really don't even do anything, so it does what it does. Keeps me warm in the winter. Larcenia Row, interesting. This thing might be rest in peace here. I should have brought my pipe out here because you can put a cigar nub into a pipe and smoke it through that when you get down to the last part. But I always forget to do that. Yeah, my beard gives me my musical power, that's true. Have any tips for upcoming bands? Just constantly write and perform. That's all you can do. When you listen, like if you take a band that you really like, a lot of people don't realize how much stuff and things came before that. Edgar, I still love hearing all the Easter egg songs. My favorite recently has been Dead Ended. Oh, right on. Yeah, it's funny. I haven't heard many people mention that one lately. But that was, the riff I wrote for Hawaii City and Black Ops 1. I can't remember was that the actual name of the map? I don't remember. I always forget. But then I had that sitting around. I always wanted to make a song out of it, and then finally got the opportunity. Do I have pairings in my cigars like bourbon? I don't specifically do. I have bourbons that I like, and I sometimes have them at the same time. I really like Michter's small batch bourbon, and I really like Lagavulin, like most Lagavulin and Lafroig, and any of the Islay scotches. And if I can have it, Pappy Van Winkle, but that's few and far between. Cubist, you say, or cubistic carrying is underrated. Yeah, people didn't like that at first. 10, you like Dead Ended? That's cool. Do I ever listen to zombie songs and feel sad you can't go back to the old days? I wouldn't be human if I didn't get nostalgic. So, yeah. Rarely hear people mention The Gift. The Gift gets brought up a lot. That was actually surprising to me. I wasn't sure if people were going to like that one. Clark has a versatile voice. Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of like a character singer. You know, kind of like a method actor, but a vocalist. Jackson, Dead Ended is one I could scream along to back in college in one go. Never got around to doing a vocal cover. No, I don't think I get to the end on a single take. Yeah, time makes fools of us all. That's Fry from Futurama. Talking about yogurt, I think. Shinonuma's the scariest. I'm sure back in the day. And my cigar's alive again. How about that? You've heard him do Mongolian throat singing on Bandcamp? That sounds like something he would do. Dilmari, I have not. What compelled the remaster of the 1 and 115? It was someone was, and we were putting out the Origins album, and they wanted to have a little bit more like bonus content. So I was just messing around with a drum program with the 1. You know, I hadn't intended to put it out or anything, but I said I was doing it, and like, well, let's just throw that in. So I said, okay, and then 115 is the mixer wanted to do he wanted to do something different with the bass mix. It's very subtle. It's a remix culture. Interesting. Classical, I love all your songs. 115 is my fave. It's my first Easter egg song I heard when a random player started. Cool. That's a pretty cool experience. You know, you're in a game and all of a sudden something starts playing. Why is this happening to me? Kind of thing. I'd be letting my teammates die trying to play the songs. Nice. I claim responsibility. Which solos on Light Shore is yours and which is Timu's? Temu's? How do I say Timu? Did I not, if you look in the description, did I not mark them? I thought I put timestamps or something. I thought I wrote something in the description to differentiate. But if I didn't, maybe I'll do that at some point. I'd have to listen to it and say, but I can't do it at the moment. All right, guys, I've got to go inside and eat some food and watch some TV, maybe some Undercover Billionaire, and then go to sleep, I think. But I appreciate all of you coming out again for my rambling rants. Thank you, Justin, Edgar, Narcoleptic. Right on 10. Yeah, see you, Based. And I will see you guys very soon.